base. You know,
hit those likes.
tag people to watch the broadcast, share on your own pages, tag people, talk about this, because we're here to help many people. And I can tell you, I know there's many people that talk to me about their challenges with love and relationships, dating in the workplace, or trying to find the time, or what do I do? And my general take is, like, it's just like fitness. I'm trying to be more fit, and so it's like, well, I can't lose weight. Well, Bobby, can you commit 10 hours a week to getting more fit and eat better?
100%.
Yeah, and so here we go. I'm now at 222, so I'm super excited about that.
Yes, I know. He opened the door, and I'm like, hey, Bobby, where are you? Like, I haven't seen you in person for a while, but my goodness, he looks great, right, guys? Give a heart if he looks amazing.
Yeah, she looks amazing too. But and Natalia's here too. Can't wait to come with me. Hey, Natalia.
Hey, Natalia.
Great to have so many people here. That's amazing. Oh, and Kristen Murty, good morning. Good morning. People are just rolling in.
Yay.
Say good morning. Ask your questions, okay? Because it's going to be amazing. So, so I think, and again, we're going to be talking about 30, 40 minutes, and this is your chance to ask questions. And I really want to encourage people to ask questions, because this is a chance to give you access to us. We're live. We're here. We want to really help you, and that's really what it's all about. So, it looks like Guy Boone is here. Good morning, Bob and Camilla from Ottawa.
Oh, that's Ottawa. Good morning.
Excellent.
It's beautiful. Actually, on my way here, it's beautiful. It's snowing, but it's such a beautiful day outside. And back to what Bobby was saying, if you actually have a question or a challenge right now inside of your relationship or dating, or not sure what to say, what to text, like, this is the Power Hour, Power 30, the Power 30, because we've got 30 to 40 minutes, right? So
we can go longer. There's tons of people here. We'll keep helping you guys out. We have to go at some point.
Exactly.
And the other thing I should mention is that we are also trying to promote an event coming up in Toronto next week. So there's an event, actually, it's called Single Bells, #SingleBells.
Yes.
It's actually in my post. You can actually read it there. But the idea is that we're trying to help entrepreneurs to connect better and learn about dating. So I'm going to be on a channel talking about how to brand yourself better, how to make a better first impression, how to connect as a person, things like that. And you're going to be there doing what?
I'm going to be talking about some of my matchmaking secrets, challenges of dating as an entrepreneur, and making matches live at the event.
Right. So if you want to come to this, it's going to be amazing. You can use my code BobbyVIP for 40% off of the ticket price. It's going to be an amazing event. And it's going to be really fancy too, so it's going to be cool. And you can check out everything at www.singlebells.ca. Yes. All right, awesome. So Brenda says my connection is cutting out. Sorry about that. That might be you. I think we're live. We're doing well. People are responding, which is good.
Southwest Houston, yay, Texas.
Hey, Kenneth, welcome. Thanks for joining us. All right, so let's start off by actually with you, Carmelia.
Yes.
Why don't you start off by talking about what do you think are some of the biggest challenges people have when it comes to dating in the workplace?
I think there are so many challenges of dating in the workplace. I mean, first of all, you're at work, right? And in this environment, there's a ton of sensitivity around, the interaction between men and women in the workplace, given all of the new, accusations and drama that's going on, and real life situations that are happening in the workplace. So there's the legal aspect of it, and then the natural, like, emotional aspect of it, right? So we had a bit of a chat before, but if you are considering dating in the workplace, you definitely want to figure out what the rules are in the workplace, because there are places where, like, dating someone in your workplace is just not allowed. And I've had couples who are now together have said you had to make the choice of either staying at this workplace or going applying somewhere else, because you just were not allowed to do that. And we both agree that having a secret affair in the workplace or hiding it is absolutely not the best choice. Too many challenges there. I think transparency is important. And that being said, if you are dating in the workplace, decide how you want to discuss your relationship and if you're going to, because you don't want to tell Susie Q or John, at the water cooler talking about what's going on in your home life when that's your workplace, right? So that's the other consideration, is that you're dating in the workplace. Does everybody need to know when you have a fight, when you're upset? Like, it can really be viewed as unprofessional, and it could absolutely impact your reputation and the comfort of everybody around you.
And I think people are, I think employers, but are concerned about distraction. They're concerned about bias. They're concerned about.
We have enough distraction, and now you're like.
Exactly. So I think they're kind of concerned about those things, which is fine. And like as soon as she got here this morning, I said, let's talk about dating in the workplace. And Kamala was like, so Bobby, what do you think? And she wanted to get my take, and I was like, I'm worried if I get my take. She's like, wrong. This is how it is. And so then I was like, well, I said, my take is this: like, if you really want to do something like dating in the workplace, you should have to take responsibility for it. Yes. So if there are rules against it, then you need to manage that. You don't take the risk. But because ultimately, if you want to find someone find your soulmate and they happen to be at work, then or let's say you're a woman who's older and wants to have kids, and you want to find someone and they're there, then I would go for it, because you know what, your happiness is more important than the workplace. But that said, take responsibility for what the workplace rules are, and the etiquette and all that kind of stuff, or maybe you want to try different jobs or whatever, but take responsibility, and I think then it's okay to do it. That's
I mean, it's also managing your own expectations, because I've had a lot of my clients say to me, oh, I have a crush on this person. How do I tell them that I'm interested, or what are the ways to?
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. Yes, but it's natural that when you're spending a lot of time with somebody in the workplace, that you get to know them on a personal level. You get to see how they are at work, and that's the other thing you need to be mindful of, is that sometimes when people are at work, it doesn't necessarily reflect who they are as a human being outside of work.
Right.
So be careful when you are, liking somebody based on who they are at work.
That's a fantastic point. When I was working in corporate, we did an anthropological study of our teams.
Okay.
And we did like personality assessment that showed how you were naturally, and how you were at work.
Oh my God, you got to see. Did anybody get to see their score?
Yeah, so you saw your 4 colors, and so one of the colors is red, which is your assertiveness and aggressiveness. And so normally my assertiveness and aggressiveness is around 30%.
Okay.
But at work it went up to 80%.
Oh man.
Because I was so basically you say, oh, that Bobby, he's assertive. I like that. Well, actually, I'm not like that normally. So So if you're gonna date me, that's
did you see his wife? She's the boss around here. Okay.
So I mean, we change our personalities for work. So you're actually gonna base so you wanna. I mean, if you're gonna date someone at work, it's gonna be their personality outside, like get to go for lunch or for coffee or outside work or on holidays or whatever.
Or scope social media, other ask friends. Definitely date outside of work, because you will find who is this person. Right. Sometimes people have to put on that personality or change their persona to function at work, as you said. Right. Typically aggressive, or that's what your scores show, but at home you're a different human being, right? So that's something to consider too before you decide to get into a serious relationship with someone.
Okay, so now we've covered that one. So now let's kind of segue in the same area, being in the workplace. What are the challenges people have to actually make it happen? So let's say there's someone that you are interested in. How do you? We're now assuming you're taking responsibility.
Yes.
And the rules are okay for you to date someone in the workplace.
Yes.
So, but and maybe you're on the 2nd floor and you saw someone on the 5th floor and you had an interaction and a meeting, like that was interesting. So, what do we do? How do we go about this?
I will talk about that. And you just brought up a point in dating in the workplace is, if you are going to do it, my suggestion, you can't control who you actually like.
Right.
But I think that an element of distance is probably the safest bet.
Okay.
Like dating somebody in a different department versus same department. But that being said, you take your risk, you figure it out, you're responsible. So that's the challenge. When you're trying to express interest, first of all, you've got to know what their status is. And again, it's that like, look at the ring on their finger. Some guys, married people, don't wear their ring on their finger.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, like knowing whether they're actually with someone or not.
Exactly. So a great opportunity to kind of, and I shared this with a client recently. Let's say you're on a project, or you want to bounce an idea off somebody, and you have a romantic interest. You can always use the excuse or reason that, Bobby, I see you on LinkedIn Live. I'm really curious about how you do that. Can we meet for coffee and have a chat about how you do the LinkedIn Live? I'm really curious about that.
Oh, well, I'm married. I can't meet you for coffee. What are you trying to grab?
Well, number one, you're getting outside of the workplace, and I mean, this is kind of strategic, right? I don't want it to be manipulative, but certainly when you're outside of the workplace, then you can talk about things when you're outside of the work.
Right.
Also, what do you do on the weekends? And sometimes you can be very forthright, right? Like saying, are you dating someone? If you want to express interest, and again, you don't want to make it uncomfortable. And that's the fine line of expressing interest in the workplace. Perhaps you, and this is the other thing, is sometimes people will ask their coworker or someone who's close and say, hey, do you know Bobby's taken or in a relationship?
That's a good idea.
You know, and then that way you're not embarrassing yourself. Not that you would embarrass yourself, but you're not putting yourself in a situation that makes the other person uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good one. And I'll give you
Or approach HR. You could actually approach HR.
What are the rules?
And the rules. Hey, do you know if
they have documentation?
Yeah, I don't know if they're even allowed to share that.
That's because of the secret files.
I know. That's the HR specialist. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, the other thing I'll add to this is a little tip as a connection person.
Yes.
Is sharing vulnerability. So you say, you know what, just you know, I say a month ago I had this really awkward text from this guy that wanted to date me. It's so frustrating. Like, gosh, are you dating?
Yes.
And so what I've done is,
are you a dating expert, Bobby?
I could be.
Are you a dating expert?
I've always wanted to do the dating and love.
Yeah. Oh
I did a video
That's great.
with Natalia Fares, breakup coach and love branding. Sorry.
Oh yes.
And so actually, John Paul De Silva says a good follow-up to this would be, what happens after you break up?
Yes. Okay,
so
we'll address that.
Well, but also we can bring Natalia in for an interview because she does breakups, right?
Yes.
So we'll bring her.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So you want to find out their status. Okay, you got that. Okay, let's say now we've successfully navigated that.
Yes.
Because, you know, like, and I'm full disclosure, I'm married and I've never had to date in the workplace, and so I have I'm bringing my connection expertise, but she's the one. So you want to make sure you ask her lots of questions on this.
Yeah.
I have my own kind of ideas of what you.
I work 99.9% with singles in the workplace that have a job, that are working, that are looking for love, that say, I can't, or they have a rule for themselves. I would not date in the workplace.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's fine for that person because they probably can't manage, as John was saying, like the breakup or having it messy or like feeling awkward when they're spending so much time at work, not like just leaving that separate. That being said,
but you spend so much time at work,
I know,
8 to 10, 12 hours of work. I mean, that's the best way to find people.
And if you're passionate about what you do and your partner is passionate about what you do, sometimes it can be a great fit.
Okay, so now we know that they're single.
Yes.
Now what do we do?
Well, you ask, like, this is where it comes to how brave are you? What risk are you willing to take? Are you going to just say, hey, I'm interested? Is it an email invitation for coffee? What is your communication style? Is it going to be a text? Is it going to be inviting them out for lunch? Like, what's it going to be?
But in person's always the best, though, isn't it?
It is. And you know, yes. No, not really, because sometimes people do. I mean, millennials do that. They love texting.
Yeah, they think texting is quite interesting.
Yes, and you know, you can communicate interest in body language, right? Like manage personal space at work, but like you can show interest through body language, eye contact, smiling, flirting. You know, women with the hair flip. I don't know. You don't know how to flirt. Come on, Bobby.
I don't know how to flirt.
You don't. Okay, we need to get a flirting expert on here, which you know, I can help flirt.
I just smile. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, smiling is great. I mean, there is a different way to express interest. Even you know, want to be mindful about touch because that's you know, you're not on a date, but an invite out to a personal function or attending an event. Like the Christmas market.
Sure.
It's here in Toronto is an annual thing that's fun to do outdoors, not work related. So when you give somebody an invite to do something personal, that allows them to know they're interested. So let's do the reverse of that. Let's say that somebody at work likes you and you're not interested.
Oh.
Right? Because that could be awkward for somebody who knows that, you know, someone's interested, but they're not.
Well,
or thinking
the solution is obvious. I just ghost them and ignore them. That's what I do. Wait, is that wrong? Is that wrong? Okay.
Yeah, ghosting and ignoring somebody at work is wrong. Only if, but it's sometimes appropriate when someone's being inappropriate, right?
Well,
and that's where like HR comes into play, and now it's uncomfortable.
But even then, I think ghosting doesn't work. Or it's not as effective to say, look,
Well, flip define ghosting for the audience because we might not
Ghosting
everybody
means that
might
you've
know.
been completely ignored. You never respond ever. To me,
Right.
I would say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Or if someone's creeping me, I'd say, look, right now I'm a little bit uncomfortable, so I appreciate some distance. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
that's
it.
great.
And you say it.
Exactly.
You gotta say it.
You gotta be really
you
clear.
gotta be clear.
You got to be very clear. Exactly. So if you think somebody's interested in you, or you know someone's interested in you, as Bobby said, be very clear. And it's the same thing if you are interested in someone and you express that and you say, I'm not meaning to make this uncomfortable. I'm interested in you. I'd like to take you out for coffee or have lunch or whatever on a personal note, and see what happens. If they shut you down, okay, great. Thank you. I respect your time. No hard feelings, whatever that is, so that they are left feeling, wow, that was nice. And he or she took it really, really well. And that you're not attached to the outcome. And that's the challenge with sometimes people expressing interest, is that if there's rejection, how you handle and manage that rejection is a big deal, because you don't want the other person feeling like you've hurt, your feelings were let down, or you've hurt their feelings. You've got to be, I don't want to say man up about it, but you've got to just also take that responsibility and get that not everybody that you're interested in will reciprocate.
Okay,
and that's part of it.
Okay, but then, you say that you don't want to, where do you say detach or not?
You don't want to be
attach
attached to the outcome.
Okay, but how can you do that when it's your heart? That seems to be the hardest thing. Like I'm not attached to the outcome if my presentation didn't go great, but like my heart and putting out there.
Well,
that's hard.
Of course, it's managing emotions. However, if you like somebody and they don't like you back, that first of all, you wouldn't want to. It is your heart, but why would you give your heart again to somebody who doesn't want that?
Okay, that's a good way of framing it.
It's kind of like, hey, I want to apply for that job you're not qualified for, because everybody has certain qualifications. Right. Are you going to be upset because they didn't choose you? Yeah. Maybe, but you have to move on. That's part of the dating process. It's very sensitive. So, yeah, you've got to have thick skin about it.
And then after you do the coffee, you can invite them to an event like next week, Single Bells, yes! December 11th in Toronto, for working professionals and entrepreneurs who are looking to find love and need help. Both Carmela and I will be there sharing our expertise to help these people in the dating world. And check out singlebells.ca and use my code BobbyVIP to get 40% off.
And I just wanted to say the beginning of that Single Bells event is dedicated to speed dating, or I'll call it in this case speed networking, because you're going to be in a room with other entrepreneurs. So if you're single and you want to interact, rather than being the fly on the wall or an attendee looking around, which is fine, put yourself actively in the speed dating and get a chance to have 3 minutes in front of a person, a fellow entrepreneur that you could have a romantic interest in.
Can I tell you? I think
Have you ever done speed dating?
No. I would love to do speed dating, because I think I'd be really good. Like,
I think you would be really good.
Because I think in 3 minutes I can impress somebody.
Yeah. That's it. After 3 minutes are done, it's dull. It's just crickets after 3 minutes.
I'll be like, look, I love to cook. I'm a conversational person. I'm very emotional intelligent. I love to dance. Are these things? I give good massages. Are these things that you like?
I don't know that I. You get good massages in 3 minutes, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay."
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to say things I think would appeal. Right?
Got it. Of
course. I believe in equality and diversity, and I just say all those things.
That being said, what are 3 questions you would want to ask somebody if you were speed dating? No, the person in front of you.
Oh, okay.
You get 3 minutes. What are 3 questions, in your opinion, are great to ask somebody that you are authentically curious about?
I would say probably, well, first off, I'd clarify that I want to make sure that, because we have so little time, I want to get to some really important things right away. So number one,
so
what are the things you value most in a partner? That to me is really, really important.
Great. Write this down, folks.
The second question I ask is, and this is something I've actually created my own love brand survey, which is for couples. Actually.
Okay.
The other one is, what is your love language? Because I want to understand kind of how you feel and express love. And the third one is actually,
and that's Dr. Gary Chapman. Yeah. If you Google 5 love languages, you can actually take the test to discover what your love language is.
Exactly. And the third one, actually, I put everything on the table. I say, look, what is your primary love objective? Because I actually want to have children. And if you don't, I'm not sure we should move forward with this. So what do you think about that? No, I'm going to put it out there, because I want to find the people that are open to that idea.
How
do you feel about
what I really love in the power of what you're saying is you are unapologetic about what's important to you.
Yeah.
And I find some people will say, oh my God, I don't want to feel desperate. I don't want them to know that I want to have kids right away. And yet, why not deal with that up front? It's just like asking somebody on a dating site, what are your relationship goals? If you're not transparent about it, and you're not qualifying that you're on the same page, every minute you spend thereafter could be a complete waste of time.
And I'll tell you a story about that. So I was actually at a networking event, and there was and by the way, before I do that, I'm here with Camelia Ray, talking about love and dating in the workplace, the challenges for entrepreneurs and people at work.
Yes.
If you have questions, please put questions.
Please.
There's not many questions or stuff. So let us know where you're from, comment, tag people, ask questions. We're going to be here for another 10, 15 minutes. We'll help you out. So story, I'm at a networking event. I met this woman. One of the things I'm really good at is I'm pretty good at creating a deep connection with someone within 5-10 minutes.
Yes.
And so pretty soon she opened up about her struggles of dating. And I said, oh, well, here's what I think. And I mentioned I did love branding and I help people with dating a little bit. And then she said, can I show you my profile? I said, sure.
Oh, goodness, she
shows me her profile. And I said, okay. I said, wow, great photo. Okay, good. I said, you know what? Okay, here's the problem. And she said, because she's 37, she was 36 years old.
Okay.
And she said that on her profile, I said, look, it says here you don't mention kids. You told me in their conversation you definitely want kids, right? Is that absolutely sure? I said, yes. Well, then definitely put it on there. She said, oh, but I'm going to scare the guys who don't want kids. I'm like, exactly. You don't want those guys. You want the guys who want kids.
So she spends more time screening inappropriate guys because she's not being clear on the. That's exactly the point.
And then the second thing that happened was she's like, well, I'm trying to. Right now, I don't have time to date because I'm trying to become. She was a teacher. And she's trying to become, and she's trying to become vice principal.
Wow.
And so it's a lot of work. And she's like, I'm really, so I've been working the last year. It's going to take me a couple years to become vice principal. And
that's she was really on the climb.
So then I said, but then I said, okay, what is more important to you? Like, what's your priority? Is your priority, what's your primary love objective? That's important. So I said, here's the thing. Do you want to be a 42-year-old vice principal without a partner and no kids? Or would you rather be a 42-year-old person who was a super teacher, is about to become vice principal in 3-4 years at 47, and now you have 2 beautiful kids?
Oh, great question.
Like I visioned her,
and
I visioned her 5
say?
years later. She's like, well, I want that. I want to have kids, and then I'd rather have kids and be a vice principal 5 years later than be a vice principal and have no kids forever.
And
so
go ahead.
So the end of the story is that so she changed her mindset, changed her perspective. I'm going to work on this. She found a guy. They got married.
And you were. I hope you went to the wedding.
Hopefully having kids.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I mean that priority is really important to understand, particularly when there's a timeline attached to it versus your entire career, which can go on forever.
Right? But we did talk about dating challenges as an entrepreneur. And what I was hearing, even though she's a teacher in the workplace, she's on the climb and rise and investing so much time in her business. Yeah. A lot of entrepreneurs have the same kind of lifestyle. There really isn't a clock, so to speak. Their work clock can be 24 hours sometimes, or there is no off and on switch, right? So that's the challenge. Having said what you said, prioritizing is important. For singles who say, I don't have time, you literally have to schedule that time. Otherwise, you're in the same boat. And then you're wondering, why am I single? Well, how much time are you investing in the search? And what are you actually doing in that time? How are you utilizing that? Because you have a strategy for everything to be successful. And with my clients, we also strategize on the best way to drive them into relationship success.
Yeah, and I totally believe in that. And I have a couple of really good friends who are in their late 30s or mid to late 30s.
Do they have a dating calendar?
But they definitely want to find someone. They definitely want to have kids.
Yes.
And I'm like, look, one of them in particular, she's super into fitness. I'm like, well, you spend how many hours per fitness? She's like, and she estimated, going to the gym, showering, whatever, for 10 hours a week. I'm like,
honey, your body's fit.
I'm like, that's great. Can you commit that same time to search for someone? And because they don't. They talk about how they want to do it. They talk about how they really want to find somebody.
But there's no action.
They don't put the time to plan. And failing to plan is plan to fail.
Exactly.
Like if you want to get fit, if you want to find a partner, if you want to get promoted, you have to put the work in. And that's really what it's all about. Now, yes, people are commenting. So I'm worried that
are we living?
I'm going to check this. I'm going to check this. I'm going to make sure it's working because if you are commenting, guys, please comment. Lots of people here, but again, we want to hear your comments.
Yeah, because
we hear your questions. Yeah, okay, well.
Comments or questions?
Yeah, okay.
Are we here?
Is it not? Yeah, that's weird.
23 minutes.
Okay, well, so, I mean, this is live. I mean, it's going to be recorded anyway.
Oh, it is? Okay, so it will go?
Yeah, so it will go, hopefully.
Okay,
Hopefully
maybe there's engagement. Want to pass me my phone?
Sure,
and I'll just take a look.
Yeah, sure.
Let me just take a look.
Yeah.
Okay,
And actually,
dating as an on. Okay, go ahead.
And while she
is checking.
Carmelia did a very excellent segue into talking about dating for entrepreneurs, because I think they have challenges too in terms of how do I date as an entrepreneur, and so that's something that I think that we also want to get into and talk about, which is good for the. Yes, people are commenting.
Okay.
Oh.
Are we there?
No, you can hear it. You can hear it, but the screen's dark for some reason. Why is that? Okay. If you guys can't see us, let us know. But again, if you guys are around, be sure to comment. Hopefully that doesn't let the broadcast, but I don't see myself.
Yeah,
because I don't see myself.
Should we go on and on?
No, I'm gonna play around with stuff. I'm gonna play this and see what I can do. Okay, hopefully that works. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. Normally I can see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd. Okay. Well, I think we should keep going because it's going to record it anyways.
Because this you record.
Yeah, this is recorded anyway.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So we'll just keep going if I can't see it. As long as I can see. Again, we want people to ask questions and stuff. So we're going to segue into entrepreneurs, right? So what are some of the challenges that entrepreneurs have when it comes to dating?
Similar to what we talked about, and the example of the lady that you gave is that they need to structure time for dating. The other challenge is that many entrepreneurs who are not attached to a clock or someone else telling them when they should work, oftentimes they're workaholics or they're working too much. And because some entrepreneurs have a lot more flexibility than somebody who is at a job and at a career where they need to go to work from a certain time frame, whether that's 9 to 5, 9 to 9, they sometimes have conflict because the entrepreneur can get up and go on vacation, 10 days of the month, and the person who's at the workplace can't join or do those things. So I have found in my experience entrepreneurs wanting to seek other entrepreneurs because they feel that there is that compatibility there. And that's the reason why it's challenging for some entrepreneurs, is that they need to understand what that lifestyle is like. And for those who are insecure about dating an entrepreneur, can you imagine what it's like when your partner is able to get up and go and you've got to go to work?
Right.
Or you're calling them and they're taking a nap in the middle of the day. Because Bob is like, am I going to work? I can take a nap right now.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's my favorite
Which
thing.
is true. Which is very true. So just be mindful that even though there is a lifestyle change, it can work. You just really have to understand, like, what are your boundaries? What would upset you? Don't make somebody wrong because they've got the freedom or flexibility. And other things that you can do is learn from each other, right? I think anytime you work or deal with entrepreneurs, which a lot of my clients are entrepreneurial or they are entrepreneurs, they tend to want to date somebody that understands that lifestyle. So they're not attached that they can't have a job, but they want to not feel badly because they've got the flexibility or freedom, or sometimes they've got to work really hard because they've got deadlines to meet.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And so, so why should some of these entrepreneurs come to the event next week called Single Bells in Toronto?
Well, because it was made and created for entrepreneurs. That's why. And we will be there along with so many other incredible speakers. Dr. Jillian Mandich, the happiness researcher, will be there. Natalia Juarez, the breakup expert. Bobby, branding expert. I don't know all of the names of every single person.
Yeah,
that's
there's
there.
a lot. There's like 10.
Yeah, there's 10 speakers, the speed networking aspect of it. And really, if you're single, you have to go and step out of your comfort zone. You're already meeting people at work. You know those people. This is a chance for you to meet new people and connect with people outside of your own circle. And people tend to gravitate and go to events where they know people. If you don't know anybody, this is ideally the reason why you want to attend. And definitely stop by my booth. I will have a booth there.
Okay,
I have
cool.
a matchmaking booth. If you're single, sign up and register so you can be matched. But it's a great opportunity for you to connect with other single entrepreneurs. That is the number one reason to go.
I'll give you another really good reason to go to this event, but also in general, going to actual relationship or dating type events. It's just like networking. I mean, it's all about context and intention. So if I'm trying to meet someone at the workplace, if I'm trying to meet someone in the grocery store, the context and intention of actually dating someone is not there. But when you go to an event where people contextually are there to meet someone, their intention is to meet people and actually find potential dates.
Yes.
Right? Then it's actually easier. Everyone there is there. So like when you approach someone, you're not going to be worried that they're not single, or you're not going to be worried about that. Well, what if they don't want to date anybody? No, they're there because they want to.
Exactly.
And actually there's dress code too. So like because I'm married, I have to wear red.
Yes.
But if you're single, you wear
green.
You wear green.
Green is go. Green
Yeah.
is go. You're single. Red is stop. We're in a relationship. Sparkly is LGBT, and the ugly Christmas sweater means it's complicated. So wear whatever you feel is the best outfit to describe your current dating situation.
Okay, can I ask you a really darker question?
Yes.
So
gosh.
So what dating workplace? So let's say you find someone and you think that you're a soulmate. Okay.
At the workplace.
At workplace or as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But they're in a relationship.
Oh.
Right.
This happens so often.
I know. So
Oh, Bobby.
I know. I'm going dark here.
Okay. Okay. This is get juicy. Okay, so what are you saying?
What do you do? I mean, I want my happiness first. So and let's say I even know this person.
Are you the single person or the married person?
I'm the single person.
You're the single person.
And this person clearly is miserable in their relationship, and they complain with their boyfriend, girlfriend all the time. And you know what?
The divorce rate is 50% and climbing in Canada, and I think that's all across North America. What resonates with me is what you said in terms of take responsibility, right? I think full transparency needs to happen. Because I am a relationship coach, I am coaching people who are in this situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is unknown and they are the third party, or sometimes they're the person with the partner who's out involved in an extramarital affair outside of the relationship. So it's, especially when children are involved too, it can get really messy, right? So that's the thing that you want to be mindful of. If you find your soulmate and this person is unhappy in their relationship, I think the first discussion is to ask about the situation or circumstance there. Why are they still in this unhappy situation, and how long is it realistically going to take? And do you have the patience and time to wait for the disconnection? Right? It's I forget which celebrity it was, but it's conscious uncoupling. There is a period of time where somebody needs to uncouple from their partner. And so you want to allow them the space to do that.
But that can take a long time, man.
Well,
the average couple that breaks up that has trouble in the relationship with their marriage.
You have a stat on that?
Yeah, it's 7 years before they actually address it.
7 years. Well, that's true, because so many of my clients are like, we were together from this time to this time, and it was over in 2010.
Yeah, it's bad. 7 years before they seek help. So
before they seek help or do anything, like seek help, actually separate,
some sort of action.
Okay,
around,
I see that.
The other thing I'll say is I would actually do that. I would say
so funny. My daughter was 8 when I divorced from my relationship, because I'm in a new relationship, but my daughter was divorced. Oh no, I was divorced at that 7-year mark. Oh my goodness.
So what I was gonna say is that I'm actually also big on transparency, take responsibility. So I would actually say, look, I'm your friend. I care about you. I think you're really amazing for all these reasons. I know you're having some trouble with your relationship potentially, but I just want to let you know that I have strong feelings for you, and I want to be transparent about this. I think you're amazing. If this is something that when you're able to clear yourself of this situation, I'm actually interested in exploring this. And and what that means is that it can still happen 2 years from now.
Sure.
But I put on there, but I think that'll accelerate the situation versus me waiting. I would want to wait. That's me.
Right. And you've got to give yourself, let's say 2 years goes by and there's no movement and there's no shift.
Well, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to move on. I'm letting them know that I'm interested. It might be a catalyst.
Sure.
It might help them figure it out. And if they're uncomfortable, I'll give them the distance, right? That's taking responsibility.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for bringing that up, Bobby.
Yeah.
And if you are in that situation, you know, your time is valuable. There's multiple people to consider here. The people in the relationship, the people who are unhappy. The faster that you guys move on in your own separate directions, you can find happiness in another partner that's a real fit for you, or enjoy being single and go to Single Bells and events like that.
And the other question I have, another question for you,
Yeah.
is the idea of, I mean, I think it's dark and I'm not sure if people are commenting. So
you know what? I think that's probably what it is.
Okay, well, let's just do one more.
Okay, one more.
I mean, I can hear myself on the broadcast, so it's still an audio cast.
Yes.
Right? So you still hear us talking.
Oh, but look at us. We need to be seen.
So one of the questions I have is like, do you, exactly. Well, if you want to see us, go to the replay, go back earlier and see how fabulous Carmelia looks and how thinner I am. And these are both good things to look at.
Absolutely.
What I was going to say was there's different ways, right? So there's there's speed dating, there's matchmaking, hiring a matchmaker, there's like eHarmony, there's different websites.
Working with a coach.
With a coach, there's different things, So, I'm just curious your thoughts on that in terms of, pros and cons and that type of stuff.
Oh, great question. I think that as in your financial situation, I'm going to say you diversify your dating portfolio, right? So if you want to navigate, there's a woman named Amy Cuddy. I think if you Google how she used online dating to her benefit, like she strategized, she had a spreadsheet. She had talking like points of what to look for that qualified them to go on a date. It's really interesting. There are a lot of TED Talks on this. Having said that, online dating is a numbers game. So it's not for everyone, which is the reason why a lot of singles or entrepreneurs or C-level business professionals avoid online dating because they don't want their profile or image on a public platform.
Okay.
So that's one. Hiring a matchmaker allows you to have that discretion. So they've got a database of vetted singles. So that's another opportunity. Attending events is really great because if you're better, like yourself, Bobby, in person and you are quick to connect with someone, use the platform and avenue that you feel most comfortable and confident in, and do it frequently. If you're going to try online dating, you don't check it once a month. You actually do it with regularity.
Yeah.
If you're going to an event, you've got to go to at least 2 events a month minimum. You can't be on the search if you're not dating. If you are single right now and you are not going on dates, you are not going to find a partner thinking about it. So that's another thing. And then, of course, speed dating. Speed dating I use as an exercise to build rapport, to get comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
It is practice. The challenge with speed dating is a lot of people go into an event thinking they want to meet their partner at this speed dating event, and that's the purpose. That's actually not the purpose of speed dating, although it is a great result. Speed dating really allows you to be in front of another person, if it's opposite sex or someone you could be attracted to talk about rapport, to get to know them, to get out of your own head about being uncomfortable. The practice makes progress, right?
Ooh, practice makes progress.
Yes, I say that.
Because I always say practice makes permanence. So that's great.
Practice makes progress. Yeah, so if you're not practicing your dating skills, imagine when the real opportunity comes up and you're like you freeze. What impression are you making? Because making a first impression, you only get it once, right? 3 to 7 seconds for someone to form that impression about you. So there's that. And then what was the other thing?
There was like eHarmony, those types of things.
Oh, we talked online dating. Yeah. So understand the online dating platform that you want to use. And you can go to, say, a review site like bestdatingsites.com that will review. If I'm looking for a permanent relationship, you go here. There's vegan dating. There's farmers dating. There's say no to Trump dating. Like there's also niche dating sites. So if you have a particular interest or something that defines you, you can find a website that will hopefully attract those like-minded people, like JDate or JSwipe or there are
Shoddy.com.
Shoddy.com. Yes.
For all the brown folks out there.
There you go.
And I like speed dating because it's so fast. So for me, it's an hour commitment, and within the hour, I'll know if there's 3 or 4 people that I want to continue a connection with. and then I'm done. I like that because again, if I'm a busy entrepreneur or a busy workplace person, I don't have time. I like that idea.
I think you should do a speed networking at DYPB if you don't already do that.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, years ago, and we had a personal branding love panel, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And also, you know, for me, I also like the ones like eHarmony, where they connect you on values, right, and things like that. So like when I put together my love survey, I talk about love languages. I talk about your primary love objective. I talk about your values.
Oh my goodness.
And then I even ask the question, how important is it to have some of the exact same race and culture and all that? Because again, if that's really important to you, it's going to really limit what you can do. And
well, we talking about
that's a whole other.
Oh my God, like the cutting off the height and education and all those things.
I'm like, if the person of your dreams just happens to be 6 inches shorter than you, is that really a problem, or can you actually imagine having an amazing fulfilled life?
Right.
Or do you want to just ignore that and be alone for 4 years? I always try to put the long-term vision. Like, what's important to you? And I always set examples. Like I have a friend who's 5'6" and his wife is 5'11", and they're married with kids and they're in love. It's just fantastic.
Do you know how they met?
They were dating when I met them, so like I have no idea.
But that's great, you know. And it's about confidence, and it's about not limiting yourself. So many people that I've matched and that have been matched either through a friend or matchmaker will say, this person didn't have everything on my list, and I'm so glad that I opened up to the possibility of dating them, because they had a defined notion of who they thought was great for them, but those things really didn't matter, right? What mattered was the compatible values and being on par with key values.
And I was going to add one more thing, which is I like matchmakers because if you have the money and the resources, you might as well get the entire team together for you. You hire me to do your branding.
Right.
You hire her to matchmake for you. You hire Natalia to prepare you if it doesn't work out.
Oh, God.
And you have a team.
Exactly.
Because the point of a matchmaker, and ideally a coach or a consultant, is provide you focus, accountability,
and support.
But customized results, which are actually 10x results.
Exactly.
So if you really, really, really want to find somebody and you have the money, a matchmaker is a really, really powerful way to get there. And that she's someone that can really do that.
Well, thanks, Bobby. And if you are in Toronto or not, and you want to make a trip to Toronto next Wednesday, December 11th, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the venue. Delegates will get the venue. It is in a Toronto hotel downtown. Use Bobby VIP for 40% off tickets, and we will see you there.
Singlebells.ca. All right. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I hope people get to see us.
Yeah. Well, you'll see the first 20 fabulous minutes of us, and then the 25 fabulous minutes of audio. But if you have questions, again, about dating and challenges in the workplace or as an entrepreneur, comment below, tag us. We will see it.
We'll respond.
We're happy to respond to those things. And in the meantime, again, I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings for the Power Connection broadcast. I actually have some more interviews lined up. So if you have anyone that's an influencer or a thought leader that wants to be interviewed or an expert in the field, let me know. Tag me and message me. I'd love to interview them. And otherwise, Krishnamurti, thank you, Bobby, for having a great show.
Yay!
Hey, Krishnamurti, can you just tell me if you can see us?
Can you see us?
If you can see us, just say something because I want to know. Because if you don't, then I don't know what's going on. But just let me know, just to confirm my fears that we are either being seen or not being seen. I'm not really sure. All right, so just let us know that. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys next week at the Power Connection.
Next week.